Christmas is on the horizon. And whether you celebrate that holiday or not, I don't know, it's completely up to you. I think we could all agree that it is a very festive time of year all around for all kinds of religions. So I thought it'd be fun to sit down and try to celebrate some of that fun, joyous, Christmassy spirit, or Hanukkah, or the other ones. I don't know them all, I'm sorry. Either way, I want to have some fun today, and we're going to do that by first clearing out some of this space and flattening it up, because there's a build I want to create. I think this will end up being the perfect size for the gingerbread house I want to create. And since this is a redstone channel and not a building channel, I went ahead and constructed it off camera. But I kind of wish I hadn't built it off camera, because this ended up looking incredible. Look at this place. Hold on. Wait, back up. I gotta get the full effect. Look at that. Look at it up. Look at. Get the candy canes as the light fixtures for the walkway. Looking wonderful. I love the colors on the front of the house here. It looks so good. I'm very proud. I am very proud of this gingerbread house. Maybe, just maybe, can't say that I'm not a builder anymore. I think we might be a builder, guys. Or at the very least, I have my moments, but let's check out the inside. So if we come inside, we got a few rooms here. I've done some light decoration, and then I decided I'd leave the rest of these rooms blank because I'm gonna need plenty of space. Look, it's got snow on the floor in here. I'm gonna need plenty of space for redstone contraptions in here. So I think let's get started on that. And the first thing I want to do, you guys can see I've already made some changes to this room because I think we're going to need some extra space for what I want to do, but I want to make a toggleable fireplace. That's probably going to go, I'm thinking along that back wall, but I guess realistically we're going to take this out because we don't need that other door there, which means we have some space here we could work with. We could put a fireplace right here, and that would go really nicely up through. That would stick out in a really nice place. I think that'll work. So here's how I think I'm going to be able to make this function. Basically, we're going to have two dispensers, one with water and one with a flint and steel that will be able to be fired separately from one another so that every time I press a button, the other one flicks on. I don't know if that made any sense, but you'll see what I mean in a second. And I think this should just about do it. Basically, we have a T flip-flop here that is feeding redstone separately in each one of these observers that will be powering the dispensers on the pretty well hidden away. I mean, don't you want to tell stories by the campfire? You know, drink your hot cocoa over here by the nice cozy chimney. So check this out. If I put this water bucket into this dispenser, this should theoretically right now the system thinks the fire's on. So if I press this button, that should turn it off. Well, that kind of worked. Oh, okay. Yep, that's nice and exposed now. I thought I was being smart with the trapdoors. Okay, so there's the problem. Obviously, that's going to fire twice. So what we need is a pulse extender. Alright, before I make this pretty and compact, I just need a proof of concept. That's a pulse extender. Okay. Okay. All right. That's proof of concept. That's functioned. Okay. Perfect. No, I think this is about as best as we can get it. I mean, you guys are smarter than I am. You might be able to think of something, but I played around with a few different designs here, and honestly, it works. It's not horribly large, and I don't know that it's going to be in the way of any other contraptions I want to make today. So, that is indeed a toggleable fireplace. How cool is that? I like it. I think it's neat. I'm excited about it. Next contraption. I actually, I might have gotten a little distracted. Did some more decorating. This little area here is looking rather lovely. I like it. Little seating spot. I redid the fireplace here a little bit. I think it looks much better. I like it. Okay, enough of the building. Let's get more redstone contraptions done. And the next redstone bit that I would like to do is I think I want to add a little bit of a super smelter system in this room. The idea being we can have like a chest here, maybe like an input chest there, and then an output chest over here or something. And everything would kind of go underground and be smelted and then come back, and it would have the input, output, and then fuel. I don't know that I'm really explaining this too well. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. So this is kind of the idea that I'm going for. I want, obviously the furnace line. We're going to have the hopper minecart kind of unloading all of the items in the top. a different hopper minecart is going to unload all the items in the back. And then I got to figure out the unloading system from the bottom here, which will then kind of come over and feed up into a bubble elevator. I think that'll go into that chest over there. I think it's so cramped here. I think it should be able to kind of come up into this chest here. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of redesigning to the back wall. I think it'll work out fine. Either that, or I can have it kind of come up from the side, a hopper that will kind of come here, and then I can kind of decorate around it, possibly. No, I don't know, not really a great solution. I'll figure that out later. Right now, I think I almost have a functioning system here. So if I just put a stack of whatever, I don't think it matters what it is. The comparator will then compare the signal strength of the stack here, compare it to whatever is going to be on top of that indicator there. So I think theoretically, if I just take a stack of beef, I think that if that then unloads into the cart here, I'm actually just going to manually do that because it's going to take too long. It embarrassingly goes nowhere. So just give me 2 seconds. Oh, okay. I think I did something. I think we started something here. So if I put a stack there, that is a functional loading system right there. So now I got to do something similar with the input chest, even though it's going to be an extremely tight fit. In fact, I think I'm gonna have to take all of this redstone and flip it to that side to make this work. That's fitting in pretty nicely. Now the trick is gonna be trying to figure out a way to put a system basically mirroring it right next to it. Well, there you have it. Everything's in place. Everything's smelting because I just tested the system. But functional, or at least for the smelting part. Still got to collect them, but everything's getting offloaded properly. Now I gotta try to run everything up like into here. Yeah, that should be pretty doable. I just quickly set everything up so I could show you what I was thinking. So here's kind of my idea, right? We're gonna have everything kind of automatically offload into this dropper. And then this dropper will automatically drop its items, the little circuit that I'm going to add kind of back here, into a water stream that, because it's going to be right next to a light, will never freeze. And it'll come around this corner here, which I'm already seeing. I'm going to need to scoot this over just like 1 block so that comes around the corner properly, but it's going to come around the corner here into a little soul sand water elevator that's going to pick everything up and drop it right off into this hopper, which means all the items, it'll be input, fuel, output, and then we'll decorate up this corner a little bit. You'll never even know there's a hopper there feeding into that barrel, and it'll look fantastic. Well, here you go, a little bit of proof of a working system that is spitting out beef. And if we come up here, the input chest is being filled. And honestly, this place doesn't even look that bad. Like, if you just looked in here, you really wouldn't even know there was a smelting system under the floor. Like, that looks like a storage closet. In fact, I decided to go ahead and decorate this place out to look a little bit more like a storage closet. I mean, I think it actually looks kind of neat now. I mean, I'm honestly not the best at interior decoration, but it kind of gets the right vibe across, right? Like, this is clearly a closet. This is where you're storing stuff. I just got a steak out of that. This is looking pretty nice. I like that. The next thing I want to try to construct is something I've actually never done before. I've never made one of these systems. I want a drop-down lighting system. So basically, when you come in, there'll be hopefully some pressure plates right here. Maybe a switch would be easier. Either way, you hit the switch or whatever, the ceiling opens up and drops down some lighting so you can see where you're going. And I know these systems have been done before. Like, I know it's possible. I've just never done it. So it'll be a trick. That's the point of these videos, to learn. So let me see if I can try to work something out. So if I'm understanding it correctly, I think the idea is going to be that when I press the button, these pistons extend, picking up the blocks, and then these pistons will extend, pushing them over this way, so then those blocks end up in that order, and then these would re-extend, pushing these down there. And then if I press the button again, it'll do the same thing, picking these up, except then they would get shifted over here as these pistons fire and push these back down into that position. I think that's about how that's gonna work. So I'm in my test world real quick here, because I was trying to figure out how this thing functioned so I could then try to flip it over, and I think I've done it. I think this is going to be our drop down system. That seems to be working pretty consistently, and I think this is about going to do it. I mean, each side functions individually just fine. Okay, so the test is here, is this. Press this button, that should turn to wood, effectively turning off the light in the hallway. Alright, well, yeah, no, that didn't do anything at all. I am so incredibly confused. Because they were working just a second ago! What wiring problems are happening right now? It's being bud powered, I think, right? Is that the problem? It's being bud powered because right now this piston thinks it's powered, which means this piston thinks it's powered, which is causing like some sort of weird timing issue. I take it. Because yeah, when I press the button, it still works fine. Press that button, works fine. Press this button, this guy freaks out. Guys, I'm so incredibly confused. Pistons are weird. And adding to the list of things about pistons that confuse the heck out of me, I seem to have fixed it. And I'm not entirely sure how or why I fixed it, but it would seem that simply just taking out all the repeaters from the system here, but it seems the repeaters were actually causing the problem. So I took them out, and now our system seems to be working. And so the next test is to make sure it functions from down here, which it seems to be doing. And that guy, he's you know what, that trapdoor right there is a little excited, but that's functional. That is a lighting system that turns on and off. Obviously, I had to make it a little bit smaller too, though, because you guys saw the redstone up here is a little bit bigger than I expected it to be. But that's still really cool. But you know what? Now with that lighting system sorted, I think that's I think I'm gonna wrap this one up here. I don't want to make this video too long, so I think it's a good place. I think it's a good stopping point. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure you leave that like for me down below, as it really does help out a whole heck of a lot. Subscribe if you guys are indeed new around here, and share this video with your friends. With that, I'm gonna get out of here. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. This has been Jironic. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.